Yeah, good morning, guys. So today we'll see like how to create the script for APIs. Okay, first let us see what is API. Okay, hold on. What start? It is going beyond 90%. Okay, now. So normally API means what? How do you test the API? So there are two ways. So we have a platform. So for practice API, we have a Swagger, right? So you can practice API. Yes, I want everyone to use this for practicing the APIs. Let us store Swagger API so we can practice on this. So API means like it is not a UI, okay? It is not, you don't have any user interface. These are a backend requests. So these APIs normally every company, like every application, now they are developing the APIs. So it is very quick. For example, here, this is a Swagger API. You can try with this. So there are two types API. You can either test with Postman or through the Swagger UI. Okay. So Swagger UI, like, they provide you the platform. Here, you can test it manually. Say, for example, here, find pet by status. This is one API. So just click on this, try it out, and say I want to. When I click on execute, actually it will run this API and it will give you the details of find pet by status, which status is available. Now, when I click on execute, it will give me the results. Okay. So this is in normal API they call it as a curl. Curl in the sense what? What is a method? This is a method get, and this is the what you call the URL path. We call this as endpoint URL. So normally for API you have only endpoint URLs, and if there are any header, this is the header. Okay, so normally Swagger UI is very easy. They put you everything platform. You just need to click on execute and check how the response. If you get proper response, you'll get like this code 200. And if there is an error, it will give you like 400 invalid status or something. Okay, so manually first we will explore these APIs using Swagger, or you'll have a Postman also, like Postman is also one application. Now Postman web and GUI also available. The Postman looks like this. Nowadays Postman also coming in web version. Okay. Yeah, this is like a Postman. This is Postman. In Postman, what? How do you test any API? Just you need to say this is a pet store, right? So they will give us some URLs. You just need to create one, request. Here you just need to enter the URL. That's it. If you enter the URL and click on send, it will give you the result. Like get pet details. So let me enter the URL. Yeah, this one. Okay, whose status is available, and just click on send. If it is proper response, it will give you the same thing. What we did in Swagger, it is in uh, Postman. So you'll get the response. Okay, you should always get 200 okay every time. Okay, 200 means successful. If you are not giving proper thing here, for example, or that your API is not properly working. So this is by default it is good. Yeah, you will get like this 404 not found, and you'll get unknown type. So this is called endpoint URL. So who will give this? Normally, the application team developers, they will give us these all URLs. You don't need to worry. Normally, they'll give you in the form of JSON format. Okay, that is called Postman collection in JSON format. So, say for example, when they give you the JSON format, you just need to click on import and browse in that Postman collection. You don't have any Postman. See, like that, you'll get some Postman collection in JSON format. Let me check. There are any. Postman connection nothing but collection of these URLs. Okay, normally companies they will give us. Don't need to worry. Like normally, see, you can import the file so that it will give you like this on Postman. It is called collection. Okay, if you don't, if sometimes they don't give us any collection, so they will just give you the URLs, the endpoint URL, and they'll ask you to work on it. Then you can create your own request like this HTTP request. Here, just you enter the URL. So you can go back and get this URL from the Swagger. Like I said, this is right. We just tested this. This is called endpoint URL. Just put this endpoint URL. And if there are any, what is the method? Get. So put in your Postman. Put this, if you just put that in Postman, then here you need to select what is the method. This is called get post put. So get, click on send. So when you normally Postman will automatically take the headers, whatever. So if there are any specific header you need to pass, you need to add those header like authentication token, something will be there. So that authorization, like if you have any authorization, so you need to pass this authorization token and click on send. So you'll get the results like this. This is like manually validating. Okay. So what are the types of API methods? These are the types: get, post, put, patch, delete. So these are the main thing we'll be having. So first we need to understand what is this API methods, then we can start the scripting. So first thing is what? Get method, right? So when I say we have different types of API methods. Okay. First one is what? Get. Okay. So get method. This is methods. First one is get. Get means when I say get method, always when you are searching for some details, right? Get me just remember the difference between they'll ask you what is get, put, post. Get is like fetching the details from server. Get will always fetch details from server. It can be database server or anything. Okay. And there is another method. So we have what is the next one? First one is get, right? Get means always you send a request to the server and we'll get the details. Okay. So it will retrieve the data from the server. Okay. And next is uh, post. Okay. Here we have next is like post, right? So what do you mean by this post? This post. Okay. Post means so first you are inquiring details, like you are fetching the details from server. Next one are say you create one record, like I'm creating a new user ID. I'm creating a new record. Like here we are creating a new ticket or a new product. So this is like you create a new record. Create a new record to the server. It can be database server, anything. Okay. Normally, post means what? Create a new record or resource on the server. You can call it as a record or resource. Like that, when I create one table, no, or create one, say you are creating a new user ID. That is one. You're up creating a new flight ticket. Like you're submitting some request to the server that should create a new record or a resource. That is called post. So normally in the post you need to send the data, like what kind of details you are um, creating based on that. That is for post. And another thing is called next is put. First I'll put everything. Get, post, put, and we have what? Patch, delete. Okay. So we'll try to understand each one. This is put, patch, and next is delete, right? So put means say you are updating some already record is there in the database server. You are updating the details. Okay. So updating or replacing, we can call it as details on server. It can be a database server or any server. Okay. And next one is patch. Patch means what? Partial update. So this is also update, but this is a partial update of data based on request. So now in the interview, they'll ask you what is the difference between put and patch. Okay. So for you to understand the difference between put and patch, I'll give you like, say, for example, there is a record, right? Database record. So in the database, you have, let us assume, uh, we have name, employee name. Let us say there's a table, employee ID, okay, and you have employee name. Let us say this is a row, right? Employee name and department and salary and department ID. Like these are the tables, right? Now the details we have, like there is a record like employee ID is E102, okay, and employee name is um, the detail, like employee name, you take any name, right? Department IT, and the salary is something. Now department ID is uh, something like this, right? This is a table. Now, when you use the, I want to update the salary. Okay, I want to update the salary from 75,000 to 80,000. So when I say this put method, so what it does is instead of I want to update the salary, right? So when you say the put method, so this is for put method, put. So what it does is it will replace the entire record, right? It will say, I just want to update only this field. Okay, but it will not update only this field. It will update to 80,000, right? It will, entire record will be replaced. This is called put method. Means the same thing will be, it will as if creating a new record, replacing, like just replace with this, but it will replace with the same data, other fields. Only this partial. So the record has to be executed for each and every column. This is for put method. Here you are updating the entire record. Okay, you are not updating only this salary column. When you use put method, the entire record will be replaced, or the table, the entire record will be replaced in the put method. The same thing, if I use a, I don't want to waste time, right? Like no, it takes a lot of time. Let us, not lot of, few seconds. This is for put. Put means what? You are replacing the entire record. Now let us say same thing. I want to use parse patch. Okay, patch means same table. Let us say, okay, here it will not update any other. Only if I want to update only salary, it will just update the salary instead of this is what patch. So which one is faster? Patch is faster, right? You don't need to worry about other columns. It will update the column which you want to partial update only. Only salary part I want to update. It will update only salary part. But in put, even though you want to update salary, it will update the entire record, replace the entire record like this. Okay. So this is the difference between put and patch. In patch, you will only update whatever you want to update, particular based on the column, that will only be updated. That is called patch. That is called partial update of the data based on request. Put is updating or replacing the details on the server. The entire record will be updated. Delete means it will delete the record. Simply, I want to delete one record. Simply delete the record or for data from the server. Mostly with server database only, but it need not be database. Any resource or anything, it can delete. It will just remove the resource or data from the server. And apart from this, you also have head, right? So another thing you also have head. So what this head will do? This will like I want to retrieve only the header information. Okay, so it will take only the headers information only. Used to check Like this is retrieve the just like get, but it won't get all the details. In get, you'll fetch all the details, but here retrieve the header information. Like every request, you have a header, right? So that header information, it will retrieve only the headers information only, not the body. So it is used to check if the uh, resource, the information, the like in the header, you are passing any data, like in the header you are passing what are the things normally you'll pass in the header. So here in this case, we observe. So these are our headers, right? So this like if the user agent accept this, if you have a accept encoding, these connection keep alive. These things are specifically sometimes you will also pass the authentication code in the header. So if you are passing that or you want to check that whether that information is there or not, then you can use this head method called head. Actually, developers you don't use. Developer use this method called head. Like another one is, say for example, I want to check if uh, in the header if you are passing any authentication code, then you'll use this header saying that header authentication like example, I'll put like this example, I'll put like head user some number, right? So I if this information user 10 is passing in the header information, then you can put this like head space like this. It will uh, get you the it will try to get the information of this user from the header. If it is not there, it will throw an error. Only success from the header. Okay, that is called head. And what else we have? Last one is options. Mostly we'll use in real time get, post, put, patch, delete. These are the main things. Head very rare. Options is also very rare. So we have options also, right? Options. Right. So what is this option? So if, for example, there is a API, I don't know what is the method of this. Normal developers, they want to find out, but the method is not proper or don't no one told you what is the method. Then I want to get the what are the methods supported by that API. I want to know. So then you can use this options method, like it to find out. This is used to find out what all the methods supported. Methods supported, like get, put, post. I want to find out the methods allowed. Call it as allowed, like get, put, all the methods. Okay, so we'll use this to find out what all the methods are supported by a resource or this request. So it will, when you run this, it will return the method. Just when I say options and uh, some API, so option space give something, then it will return the uh, what are the supported methods. Okay, so Simple. You can just need to put options and then give the your URL or API endpoint. Then it will give you what are the methods supported by this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 methods in the entire API. So this is a difference between put and patch. So let me share the entire thing. So in the interview, they'll ask you what is get put. If you just by heart this, you can